right. Men on this planet will always put their physical need first. It doesn't matter if this man was born, in heaven. He shall always put his physical needs first. The first impression that men get from women is all physical, okay? No man on this planet will approach you because of your intelligence from the get-go. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that, I mean, maybe, let's say you met at a conference and you were the smartest woman, that spoke at that conference, right? At the end of the day, his reasons for initially wanting to get to know you or for approaching you is all physical, okay? It's not because you are well spoken, or your point of view that you gave at that conference was so amazing, so therefore he fell in love with the way you spoke. Nah, that is not it. There has to be some physical attribute associated with that outstanding performance. I am not trying to downgrade the intelligence of women, but what I am trying to do here is to teach women to detect men, from their core nature, meaning that from the person that they were meant to be, and that is they are physical being. Okay, they are meant to be physical. They think physically first before rationally, meaning a woman is more emotional. A woman is going to think emotionally, like, well, what he said to me was, she is going to try to bond with a man on the emotional level first before the physical level, okay? But for a man, it's like, when I look at you and look at you, he's not just looking at you because he has to. He's looking at you to detect either he is physically, oh my God, he is looking at you to detect if he is physically attracted to the person that you are on the physical level first. Once he can associate himself or envision himself being intimate with you, or you bringing him certain satisfaction to his liking, he has to envision that. He needs to envision being in bed with you. I know people, not people, but most women do not like this statement, like, oh, why is he, looking at me like a snack? Well, they are settled about it. Respectful men are always settled when they look at a woman or trying to detect either they are attracted to this woman or not on the physical level, okay? But the disrespectful men, they are going to make it obvious, but usually it is a settle approach. Looking at you, he is going to depict you in a I don't mean to be graphic, but I'm trying to tell you the mind of a man. He is going to depict you being naked, okay? Through his looks, he has to envision you being naked. Like they have leisure type of vision or leisure focused vision when they come to picking the woman that they want. I am telling you, every man have their type. Like, all right, I like women with big boobs. I like women with tiny boobs. I like women with big booty. Oh, I like women with flat behind, okay? They all have their type, but they don't make this decision lightly. You need to fit within their frame of desire. Like, you need to fit within that frame. You must fit within that frame, and they are going to do everything that they can to make sure that you fit within that frame. And if it takes for them to look at you and look at you weirdly enough, if they're not settled or discreet about it, you may pick it up. But no man approaches you because of your intelligence from the get-go. Honestly speaking, like, I'm not trying to say as a woman you shouldn't be smart or you shouldn't aspire to have how you call it, career. Of course, you need to have a career, because the worst thing you can ever do for yourself is to depend on a man, okay? On a man. That would be the worst thing you can ever do for yourself. But I'm here by telling you that your intelligence shouldn't be what you lead with if you want to land a man. Your physical attribute is something you need to be aware of. Simple as that. Like, physically, you need to be aware of the fact that you need to be presentable, so that your type can be attracted to you, not to your brain. I know, right? Look, I am borderline classified as a feminist, but I am not stupid. I understand the mind of most men. Then I would, agree to, or then most men would agree to. They think I don't know them. I know them too well to know that a woman's brains mean nothing to them. As long as you can physically fit his mold, everything else he can deal with it. But there's one thing he cannot settle with. Okay? That is a woman he doesn't find attractive, a woman that he believes does his bidding. When I say his bidding, like a woman that he find attractive is the woman that he is going to take all the bullshit from. When I mean bullshit, meaning any and everything that may be viewed as a bad behavior by other people that know that woman, or any type of behavior that other men may not align with. His tolerance is going to become very high when it comes to the woman that he truly wants, because that's the woman he desires. Okay, she fulfills his need unlike any other woman. So therefore, his tolerance is high. Okay, she has bad behavior. Oh, she is this. Well, he can put up with it. You know why? He can put up with it because he finds her very beautiful. So certain behavior that may irritate you and I about that woman, for him is pleasant. Like, oh, you are so funny. Even this is rude. The mindset of a man is not a mystery. It is only a mystery to those that do not understand men to certain capacity. But for me, it's like, I understand you guys. A woman who is deemed very attractive with the worst behavior can find a husband over an ugly woman, or a woman that is viewed as ugly by most men. She may not find a husband. She can be raised in church. She can have the best behavior out there, very respectful, well-mannered. She can be an entrepreneur. She can be a lawyer, a doctor. She can be a businesswoman, real estate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what her qualifications are. That will not pull a man. I'm sorry. It's like men like what they want, and you cannot tell them otherwise. They like beautiful women. You want it or not, they like a woman who is well put together. She's beautiful. She's presentable. She has all the attributes that they want. The rest is history. Oh, how much she makes a year? It doesn't matter. If you are not their cup of tea, it doesn't matter. If you want to make $1 million a year, you shall find yourself single. Don't put yourself together. Don't work on your physical. Don't work on your health. And you think you are going to land a who? Yeah, a man? No. You can land a fuckmate. I'm sorry for the expressions. You can definitely land a lot of fuckmates, okay? Or how you call it? Bad mate, or friends with benefits, okay? But you will not land a man who shall want to dedicate his entire life to you if you rely solely on your intellectual attributes and not be physically presenting. Okay, when it comes to beauty is relative. I keep telling you guys that's subjective or relative. your objection, but subjective, right? Beauty is subjective. So therefore, it's like what you may define or you may find beautiful may not be, viewed as beautiful by the other person. But men have a common theme. They like beautiful women. They like a woman who is well put together. That's one thing you cannot argue with me about. Okay? Yeah, you may not be born with certain assets. Okay, you may not have a big behind, or you may not have a big boob, but there are some men that like you just the way you are. Nothing from the front or the back. They like you plain. But there's one thing, your presentation matters. You need to, if I may sell yourself, meaning that you need to put whatever attribute you have or you don't have on the radar, on their radar. You need to be able to read them. You need to be able to move in a way to seduce them. You need to learn how to seduce men. Simple as that. Okay, that is put your ego aside and know how to seduce them. Okay, you can know about politics and all that, but physically, if you cannot seduce the man that you want, because you need to have a man in mind, like, okay, this is the type of man I would like and I want, and this is how I shall go about seducing him. Place yourself at the right place at the right time. So this man, if you are his type, he won't resist you unless he's taken. Well, when I say taken, I am the one that stated that, marriage is obsolete and the most married men are not faithful. Okay, most married men and most married women are not faithful. I said that. So therefore, when I say unless he's taken, I put quotation mark around it because it varies. It's either you want to date a man who's taken or you want to date a man who isn't taken that you want to make yours. Whatever way you roll, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to tell you that if you want your type to approach you, you need to seduce him. You need to be intellectual about it. You need to be very smart. You need to be settled. Don't be overtly, out there trying to seduce the man you want. You need to be settled. Make it look as if it was his idea for you to look this beautiful. Someone will be saying, how can the strangers make you look? No, I mean, just make it seem like that. Be very innocent type of looking and things like that. Act innocent, but you know what you're doing. You understand? Play on their mind. It's all a mind game when they come to men. Honestly speaking, for me, I'm like, it's all a mind game. Okay, get into his brain as much as you can, and you will own his heart. Simple as that. Because when I say into his brain, his physical attribute is controlled by his brain. What excites his brain is what he's physically attracted to. So if you can play with that, you have a chance of definitely landing him. Honestly speaking, yeah. Any man out there will always put his physical need first before any other need, because they are driven by that. Their physical needs have to be met, and it is a negotiable. Is that what it is? Yeah. It is something they cannot settle for. A man cannot settle with an ugly woman just because. No. Like, oh, this is the only woman left. She's ugly, but can you marry her? Can you settle? He's like, no, she is not my type. She isn't my type. She is not my. If he doesn't find you attractive like his type, it is a done deal. Forget it. You're not his type. And no one can convince him otherwise, by the way. But a woman, on the other hand, can definitely settle with a man who isn't her type, if that man has all the right moral attribute first. As a moral attribute, because women are auditory lovers, meaning that they fall in love with what the man promised them, what the man told them. A promise. A woman will fall in love with an empty promise. Well, she will say this. A woman will say this. That's how naive most of us are, okay? Like, a woman will tell you that, well, he promised that he will fly me to the Bahamas and he will propose to me. He hasn't done it, but she's in love with that idea. That most men, the smartest men in Babylon, have learned that about women, and he said, you know what, I can take advantage of this. All I have to do is to promise her the world, and her panties will come down. Most women would definitely fall for that. That's how come the players of this world, or the liars of this world, get the most women. An honest man is less likely to have to get laid than the dishonest man. Am I trying to say that women are contributing to forging or forming dishonest men, because the dishonest man end up getting laid more than the honest one? I would say it's something to look into. It's something to look into. It's either, I don't think women are deliberately forming or contributing to the genesis of dishonest men. I think they are unknowingly attributing or contributing to that. Unknowingly, I would say yes. Women are unknowingly definitely attributing or contributing to the rise of dishonest men. All men want, or what most men want, is to get laid. That's it. Don't let a man tell you otherwise. A happy man is a man who gets laid, as much as possible. And I am going to take it further, not with the same woman. Someone said, Rose, you said not with the same woman. Not with the same woman. A happy man is a man who gets laid, okay, with multiple women. That's what makes him feel manly. Oh, yeah. Manly. Different sauce every day. Different flavors every day. How about that? Oh, this flavor is so good. I like it, but I got tired of it. Is there another flavor in town? The mindset of a man. If you think of how men would like to have their cake and eat it too, you will not touch any man born of a woman. You wouldn't, because their ways are so out of this world in terms of what they want. If they were allowed to alter what they want without prejudice, without judgment, no woman or a smart woman on this planet, unless you have a dirty mind like them, because certain women, they definitely are dirtier than men in terms of their mindset, in terms of their desires. I told you guys I don't like to judge people based off what they want, but I was just saying that if men were allowed to just alter and freely express themselves, with what they desire from women, yeah, they wouldn't get laid. They would be judged so harshly to a point of no return. So therefore, who wants to take the risk to get judged and not get laid? If the primary goals of man is to get laid, no one. So they keep that within themselves. They suppress those feelings and go out there and hide and cheat. They're like, well, if I cannot express it without being judged, can I hide and cheat? Yep, you can hide and cheat. Can I get caught? Yep, you may get caught. What are the consequences of getting caught? The court will let you know. How about that? Especially if you're married. The court will let you know and your pocket will scream. There is a price for everything in this life. There's a price for everything in this life. Nothing on this planet is free. Anything that is free lacks values. So anything of value, even if speaking, has a price. So therefore, If you ask me, Rose, can I cheat? I will say, do you want to cheat? That's how what makes you happy. You need to answer that question. Do you know what comes with cheating? You need to answer that question. Do you know the health risk of cheating? Answer me. Do you know the financial implications of cheating if you are married? Answer me. Even if you are not married, do you know the trouble that comes with cheating? Are you willing to lose everything over cheating? Answer me. If all of your answers is yes, then I will say do what pleases you. Because apparently you don't care about the consequences. The word that I cannot enunciate, the reprimandation. What the fuck? Reprimand. Whatever. The consequences that comes with that. See, I cannot enunciate that stupid word. Okay? So therefore, it's like, Rose, what else do men want aside from a woman physical attribute? It seems as if you are belittling men and just rendering them as physical beings. Belittling? I understand them more than you understand them. Because you are putting your ego when you judge them, and I don't judge them. I understand them on a level beyond the physical. I know what they want, and I know how far they can go to get what they want, and I know how much of a risk taker men are. Men take so much risk. It baffles me, and it's scary. I'm like, you're taking so much risk. Men will line up to bang the same woman, knowing that there's just another man that just came out of there. A man will do that. So you want to know how physical men are? Men are detached by nature. So the true nature of a man is, you know what? I would like to get laid without any form of attachment. There thrives in those type of arrangement. Like, let's just get laid and thank you, ma'am. I will see you in town, or I shall never see you. That's even better for a man. Yes. That's how come there are certain line of work which I hate to be very harsh in terms of being judgmental. I really hate to be judgmental when they come to this line of work. But there are certain line of work that is only in existence because men are also in existence. If men were not alive, like let's say there was no men on this planet. Let's say there's a planet called the woman's land, okay? Where there's only women and no men have ever existed. Those type of work will not even exist because women don't go out there to buy, you know what I mean? Women don't buy coochie. But the men, they're like, oh, I need a coochie now. When their wives punishes them, they're like, I'm running to the next coochie. I need to buy a coochie. I need to feel like a man. I need to release my anger on a coochie. Okay, now Rose, calm down. Do you yourself need a coochie? Like, what? A coochie? If I need something, it wouldn't be a coochie. It would be something else, but anyway. No one is talking about me, okay? My needs are the last thing to come on this conversation, and I don't want you guys to know my need because you're like, Rose, so you like this, you like that. No, you will never know what I like. Okay, you will never know what I like. What I like is a mystery. What I like will surprise you too, but it is a mystery. A man will say, well, this wife didn't give me a coochie for 1 week. For a man going for like a week or two without the coochie, oh my God, trouble in town. Trouble in town. He's like, he will be so angry at work. He'll be moody at home. Angry at work, moody at home. Like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. My name is, you know, he'd be so angry. Like, no one can tell him shit. So it's like, a happy man, happy home sometimes. Even though they say happy wife, happy home, but I'm here. But sometimes these men get so moody when they don't get laid. It's funny. Especially when their hands are tired of working or overworking. They're like, this hand is overworking. This is not enough, I need a real woman, Yeah. They would rather go out there and buy coochie if you don't give them coochie. Someone would say, well, what type of men have you been dealing with? A man who is readily available to go and buy coochie? I'm like, you may not know your man. Every man on this planet will buy a coochie if they want to. Most of them will. If the judgment were not so high, if they were not going to get caught on their credit card, if the wife didn't have an iron fist in terms of monitoring all the income, if he could buy it without any trace, he would. You tell me otherwise. If you are here to argue with me or you want to tell me otherwise, meaning you don't understand the man that you are even with. If in order for you to understand their true nature, you need to understand the man you are with and the capabilities. Whatever it is he's capable of. Every and any man on this planet is capable of anything you can think of. Physically. They are capable of anything you can think of. Once you start thinking like this about men, none of their behaviors will surprise you. Like, oh my God, he cheated. So what? You didn't know men cheat? Oh my God. What type of news is this? I am surprised by this news. Brother, I didn't know he cheated on me. He cheated on me. Oh my God. It's the end of the world. Because he cheated on you? You didn't know he could? Damn, I am disappointed in you, the woman. Because you are telling me you didn't know the man you were with could cheat. You thought he was a saint. A saint. Anyway, I told you guys I don't like to discuss about politics, religion, sexual orientation. Okay, I don't like to discuss this topic, but do you know there's certain scandal that comes from church? Without being very political or going against my own norms or rules or moral. There's a lot of scandal that comes from church, right? I'm going to rest my case. If they says yes, then that should prove my case. Yeah. If you are aware that there's a lot of scandals that originate from churches, from those settlements, then please, the nature of man, it doesn't matter which environment you put him, he is going to behave like a man because he himself cannot help it. He is a man. Now, someone will say, Rose, he is a man. You are talking as if they should get away with murder. No, I did not say they should get away with anything. I'm trying to say that you should know them and shouldn't put anything past them. They're capable of the unthinkable. They are men. Only few men on this planet, and I say few. The reason why I'm saying few is because their options are limited. I don't even know which men I can give grace to. I can't. Because they have limited options. I would say only few men can survive this and that because they have limited options. Give these men all the options on this planet and remove the judgment piece out of the option. Like say, you know what? I'm going to put you on this planet. There's a lot of women here. And I want to see if you would choose to be with just one woman. But guess what? You have the options to be with all these women, and they will say yes to you, and no one will judge you. You're not going to lose your money. You're not going to lose your 401k. You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to lose your retirement. Come back to me within an hour and tell me the choice he made. Did he choose to be with one woman, or he chose to be with all the women and impregnated them at the same time? impregnated them at the same time. You know the answer, don't you? You know the answer. Oh, I'm waiting. My ears are perked. Oh my God, he impregnated all of them? Are they all pregnant at the same time? Oh no. What has he done? Stupidity doesn't have a space in my life. Again, my name is Rose. Uncommon Theories, Uncommon Answer. You're welcome.